Now let's begin with the top story this hour. Now the Bengaluru Civic body has planned construction of 8 new helipads in the city. Now each BBMP zone will have one helipad. Why? So that Netas don't have to spend a lot of time travelling. Now this move by the BBMP has drawn a lot of flake as the common man is left to battle pothole roads, poor infrastructure and massive traffic jams. Now viewers must note that this is not just a matter of travel inconvenience. People have lost their lives to pothole roads. Lakes in the city have turned toxic with poisonous froth flowing onto the streets. Roads are left waterlogged during monsoons. But despite all that, the civic body in the city feels that it is extremely important to build helipads. Deepak Bopana joins me on the phone line. Deepak, I'll start by asking you, as a citizen of Bengaluru, what are the problems that you are facing currently?
Well, definitely the priorities here of the BBMP seems to be misplaced. The issues at hand, of course, are more civic in nature. The roads, of course, as you are mentioning, are pothole ridden, and there are several other issues as far as the lakes are concerned, the sewage in the city is concerned, and how the BBMP is really handling it. But it looks like they want to really venture out into aspects which may not make a big difference at this point in time. Nonetheless, the mayor of Bengaluru seems to take a different view in this. He goes on to say that this is for the common man of Bengaluru. Several people who are stuck in huge traffic pileups, especially the ambulances. He says that in the future there would be a lot of air ambulances that could come in, which could airlift patients and help the patient reach the nearest hospital much quicker than they actually could at this point in time because of the traffic. He also says, while we ask him whether this is for the VIPs and for their commuter to make it much more convenient for them, he says even if the VIPs use this, it's in turn going to benefit the people of Bengaluru because more often than not, when we see the convoys of the VIPs pass, it's the common man that once again bears the brunt. But nonetheless, as we were mentioning, the priorities at this point in time should be on tackling the current issues. But at this point in time, the BBMP thinks that constructing these helipads is something that's the need of the hour.
Thank you, Deepak, for joining us with all those details. Now, Shrivas Alawali joins me on the phone line. I would like to ask you, I'll start by asking you, pothole roads, toxic lakes, and waterlogged roads. Despite these three civic issues that are key to the citizens of Bengaluru, the BBMP is focusing more on building helipads.
It's an absolute disaster and a shame to call it a civic administration when they cannot address the fundamental issues that we all have and trying to look at. This is a classic case of escapism when you can't solve something, set deadlines, miss the deadline, set more deadlines, to distract people's attention from that, create a new controversy, talk about some helipad, this, that, and then people will start criticizing that and forgetting the other thing. But people of Bangalore are woken up now, and they are not going to let this go easily. The main problem that Bangalore has right now is traffic and bad roads, as you're mentioning, not to mention so many other civic issues. So we, the citizens of Bangalore, are sick and tired of this kind of attitude from the civic administration. Thousands of crores of our money is being spent on mindless projects, and this kind of helipad service, if this is what they want to do, they want to have a VVIP service for people, then who exactly are they representing there? The BBMP is a body of 1.2 crore Bangaloreans, not a few hundred people that can afford to take helicopters and zip along in the city. If it's an issue about medical tourism, then that's something that's got to do with between the hospitals and the patients, and the BBMP has no role to play in that. That's what I think, and I think BBMP should stop wasting its time and our precious money on projects like this and get back to the basics.
Now you made two very important points. First point, you said that 1.2 crore Bengalurians, BBMP represents those, and this is your money which will be used to build these helipads. Do you believe that these helipads will make Bengaluru a better place to live in?
Not at all. We know what horror is unfolding in Delhi right now. We are all watching that with bated breath. That situation in Delhi is, coming sooner than later to all other cities, including Bengaluru. 40% of our pollution comes from vehicles today. We have close to 73 lakh vehicles on our streets. And this is a disaster in the making. And if we don't wake up and prioritize public transport, prioritize how people will get from point A to point B without causing environmental damage and pollution, put tons and tons of money and on to suburban train and increase the number of bus services and reduce the bus fare so it becomes more convenient and make buses priority lanes on the roads. Any number of solutions. I am not even expert and I can tell you 10 things that the BBMP and the government can do. But we have to go ahead and start building helipads and helicopters. So this is an insult to the intelligence of the people of Bengaluru.
Thank you, Srinivas, for joining us. An insult to the intelligence of the people of Bengaluru. That is what Srinivas had to say.